Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Minash. On today's show, we're continuing our deep dive on digital marketing. If you're in business, you need to make sure your clients know what you have to offer. The most valuable pile of gold bars hidden in the middle of the Sahara Desert is completely worthless if nobody knows about it. As real estate investors, too often the importance of marketing is overlooked or outright ignored. Let's start with a few definitions. I'm going to make a distinction between advertising, marketing, and publicity. These words sound pretty similar, but they have vastly different meanings in my world. The purpose of marketing is to generate interest, to tap into curiosity. It's not to manipulate, convince, or even sell. The most preferred form of marketing today is educational marketing. People are willing to be educated, and very few people want to be subjected to a sales pitch. Advertising is similar to marketing, but the main distinction is that it's paid for. With advertising, you pay a platform owner for the right to present your stuff to their audience. The platform might be something like Facebook, or it might be the conference organizer giving you the right to include your material in the conference grab bag. Publicity, on the other hand, is the byproduct of getting visibility in the media. That could be radio, television, or a podcast. It could be a magazine article. Generally speaking, publicity is free. If you're paying for publicity, I call that advertising, and it's very distinct from publicity. So with those definitions, this podcast is actually a form of marketing. When I appear as a guest on someone else's show, then it's considered publicity. The purpose of a podcast is to generate interest, to trigger curiosity, to start a conversation. For a subset of you, that conversation may somewhere in the distant future translate into doing business together in some fashion. I truly have no idea what that ultimately is going to look like. Now, back to digital marketing. Google remains at the top of the heap as the most visited website. Its position as the search king is well established. Number 2 is YouTube, and Facebook is number 3. 73% of Americans use YouTube on a monthly basis. 68% use Facebook, and 35% use Instagram. However, it's important to know that less than 50% of millennials actively use Facebook, and the vast majority of them are on Instagram. LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat, Pinterest are all hovering between 25 to 30% penetration of the U.S. population. It's interesting to note that the cost of advertising on television is approximately 20 times the cost of digital advertising on either Facebook or Google. Now, when I say 20 times, I'm talking about the cost of each view of the ad. Needless to say, I'm not spending any money on TV advertising. Each of these platforms serves a different purpose and has a different target audience. Too often, we tend to use tools that are interesting to us, but that may not be where your customers are hanging out. For example, if I'm looking to advertise student housing, then Google and Instagram are the platforms of choice. I wouldn't waste any time with Facebook. Conversely, Facebook once gave me the option of including Instagram users in an advertisement for one of our RV parks. When I said yes, I didn't expect that 96% of the ad would be spent on Instagram and only 4% on Facebook. That week's worth of ad spending was completely wasted. Fortunately, I ran it as a small experiment and was able to quickly correct the problem. If your content has a how-to element, then YouTube can often be the preferred search engine. If your customer is searching for how to market, say, student rentals, then a video that speaks directly on that topic might be the perfect piece of content. In our business, we continue to focus on Google as the primary place where we spend money on advertising. Google is based on search. If the user doesn't search for what you're offering, you're unlikely to waste money presenting an ad to them, unless you made a mistake in the setup of your ad. Facebook advertising is less direct. With Facebook, you present ads to people who you hope will be interested in what you have to offer. Facebook is definitely increasing in importance, and as we become more skilled at targeting the right people, we'll be using it more. As we speak, Facebook is on track to bring in $69 billion in revenue this year, a 24% increase from last year. That's a little bit of a slowdown from previous years. The company's still bringing in a very healthy 27% profit margin. With such a large number of users, it's no surprise that the quality of content on the platform varies widely. Facebook is investing heavily to clean up its image and is taking a significant hit to its bottom line to accomplish this. For example, in the first quarter of last year, the company shut down 583 million fake accounts in just 3 months. It should come as no surprise that some good accounts also get caught up in that net. No algorithm is perfect. Digital marketing is increasingly under more and more regulation. For example, we had a security breach on one of our websites, and a single sentence was embedded in the copy with a link to a company that was selling cannabis products. That meant that our website violated Google standards and our digital ad was banned because we were unknowingly marketing cannabis products. As soon as that was fixed, the ad was allowed again. Sometimes the algorithms aren't perfect. For example, I've had ads for this podcast disallowed because somehow it was deemed that I'm selling financial products. Listeners to the show will know that nothing could be further from the truth. It pays to become knowledgeable about the various policies of each of the platforms. And successful businesses invest somewhere between 12 to 20% of their resources, that's both time and money, on marketing. So as you think about that, take a few minutes and reflect on where you're making your investments in marketing, advertising, and publicity. Have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.